setting, being in touch with Mother Nature, having the opportunity to connect to the earth itself, and not only that, the ability to ground, to be in touch with nature itself. And last year, as I sat here near this log cabin, to the left of me was this beautiful pine tree. And as I did a drumming session, and I finished the drumming session, and I spoke about the eagle and the condor in terms of the Pachacudi, which is the north eagle meeting the south condor and uniting to create balance and equilibrium in the world. As I finished the drumming session and I left the area and I walked back across this little island, I sat in a chair and I looked at the place and I was thinking over of what I had just spoken about, and a golden eagle appeared. And the golden eagle actually flew into the tree where I was actually doing the drumming. And so for me, that was like a synchronicity moment, a moment of being connected to the earth and to Mother Nature itself. And having the opportunity to do that was very inspiring for me. I want to just say good morning to everybody, and I appreciate you being here, for joining me today in this shamanic drumming session today. What I'd like to discuss today is the spoken word, the word that represents our truth of how we communicate. So much of our lives are focused in on our thoughts and the things we think about, and then in turn the words we speak. So what's so important for us to do is to be able to create an energy for ourselves, a vibration that resonates with peace and harmony, as opposed to having anger and frustration in our lives. That requires discipline. Our spoken truth is actually a frequency that we emit, like a radio frequency that actually gets played out into the universe, and then our events or the people we meet and the situations that arise come back to us in a rebound effect. And so our spoken truth, the words that we're using, have a great significance and a great power in our lives. And if you think about the words you're using when you're communicating with people, whether they be positive, negative, self-talk, it's very important to keep an eye on the words we're using, or the words we need to either add to our vocabulary or the words we need to omit from our vocabulary. So if you think about the things that when you wake up in the morning, the self-dialogue, the self-talk, that becomes your spoken truth. That becomes your situation, the life you're going to actually have for that day, the week, the month, and the year, and maybe even a lifetime. So it's so important for us to actually create a frequency, a vibration of using proper words and language in order for us to resonate in a positive way. And what I wanted you to keep in mind is, if you speak good words, you create harmony, and if you speak negative words, you create a dissonance, a frequency that causes an imbalance in the people around you and in your own world. So the question today is to discuss or to speak about the spoken truth. What words or what language or what dialogue do you need to shift or change as you go along on this journey? And today what we'll do is, we'll journey to ask our spirit animal, what do you need to change in your self-talk? What will then become your spoken truth? And today I'm here at a lake, which is a beautiful forested area. I'm on a little island that's surrounded by the lake itself. And if people are familiar with Lake George, it's about a 40-mile lake, and it's a beautiful, serene place. And there is a lot of nature here that comes through. I just saw an osprey. As I told you last year, I saw a hawk. And there are other types of animals that are roaming around here. So let's go on a journey today and see what we get, what information we can get. Just keep in mind, don't operate any heavy machinery or be driving a car. You can close your eyes. And remember to take 3 deep breaths in. Okay, the exhalation should be longer than the inhalation. So take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. And let's go on our journey. You start off at a beautiful log cabin. And behind the log cabin is a path. the morning, and so the sun is just shining through the trees. And as you look to the left and right, there are bushes of raspberries and blackberries. And if you enjoy to eat them, you take a few off the bush and hold them in your hand. And as you walk on this path, you see how expansive the forest is. The different layers, the different terrain that exists within all the trees. And how all the trees are connected underground, energetically, into a system of communicating with one another. And you breathe in the fresh air, and you smell the pine. And this time of year, many of the leaves are starting to fall off the tree, and there are leaves underneath your feet. And you continue walking and hear the birds in the trees whistling. Up ahead in the distance is a wide creek, and there's a footbridge that you have to pass through. The footbridge is not as secure as a regular bridge, but it's a test of your ability of balance and agility. And you hold on to the side and you walk over this bridge, which is about 20 to 30 feet long. And below you hear the water crashing by. You smell the water, the scent of the water hitting the rocks, and the mist that it brings. And as you make it to the other side, there's a narrow path that goes to the right. And you follow that path. And you walk along the path and you look up to the left. You see the tall trees. And on the right are the same trees. Up ahead is a big boulder with an opening in it. And you go into that opening and you come out the other side. The terrain shifts. What do you see? And what animal greets you? You ask the animal, what is it in my spoken word that needs to shift? What words do I need to add to increase my energy, to raise my vibration? Or what words do I need to extract and take away? Are there times where when you get frustrated, you lose your vocabulary, you lose your words, you lose your discipline? Ask the animal, what is it that you need to remove or add? And you listen. look at the animal and you thank it. And you look at the animal and thank it for the information that it gave you. And you return back through the little cave and out the other side, out of that boulder, along the path that leads to the footbridge. And you walk over it more confident, holding on to the rope on the side of each aspect of the bridge. And you listen to the water beneath. And you come back out and make a left turn and follow your original path back. You breathe in the fresh air and you see the cabin up ahead. To the right of the cabin is a big, large oak tree. And you go to the front of the tree and you put your hands on it. And you exchange and release the energy of things you no longer need, or things that you need to take in. And the tree exchanges the energy with you. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Move your fingers, move your toes. And if you're lucky enough, like I am, to have your two grandchildren with you here, who are on the outskirts doing the drumming session, who just joined me, Eva and Max, my two grandchildren, and Holly, as you saw. So I want to thank all of you for joining me today and giving me this opportunity to be with you all. And hopefully that you had some more insight added to your life. So I want to just thank everybody. Put your hands like this. Max? Okay. Have a great day, and thank you for joining me. Let me shut it down.
And Harley is right here.